sure someone gave you all the information you guys need to know. Do remember to check out TSL Plus or TSL Premium, ready for the main TSL4 tournament. That's a $10 premium where you get the 1080p and a lot of other cool features. I did tweet about it before, so go check that thing out. All the details are there. So let's get underway then with this next match.
And let's keep in mind as well that Keen, well, Hyun, as I said, already qualified for the tournament. That is it. He's sitting pretty. Now it's all about seeds for him. It's about how well he is placed in the tournament to come. But Keen actually has to win this. So everything is on the line now. This is the final map to decide whether he makes it into the semis, and he just has to shine now.
And Keen's actually, looking at Keen's run in this tournament alone is actually amazing. I mean, Keen is a great little Terran player. He went through MVP Munster. He went through Lona, who's a great little player too, great Chinese player. He went through King Kong, StarTale's Zerg, and then he went through Ragnarok, which is of course TSL's Zerg player too. So Keen has gone through 3 Zerg players and a Terran player. So nice little run so far, but now he has to do the business against an amazing Zerg player who's had his ups and downs, but is most definitely in an up period right now, who's winning left and right. He's qualified as second in all the points so far accumulated over the TSL qualifiers, the Korean qualifiers, and it would be a great pleasure to have Keen and Hyun
both
if they go through. But of course the winner will be moving on to play Port, where Port has to win anyway. And Keen, if he goes through, he has to win energy. So it will be a death match if Keen was to go to the second semi-final. Remember, our first semi-final is going to be Sniper versus Life, a Zerg versus Zerg. Zerg versus Zerg, an amazing, amazing matchup. Life, well, guys, if you know Life, if you know his Xenex career, you know this guy actually doesn't lose in Zerg versus Zerg, so it'll be great to see it.
Yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to that as well. Zerg versus Zerg, a mirror matchup that is actually one of the more interesting ones in this game, just because the volatility of the matchup, it can change at the drop of a pin, but also because of the mind games that can potentially go into it. So really looking forward to that. It looks like Keen is going to go for this one barracks into expand once again, so not changing anything up. You know, he's not going to try anything ballsy in this last map. He's just going to keep it clean and simple. What's worked for him in the past, well, perhaps not on the first map, but on the second map, and actually changing it up.
No, he's opening up the same. I mean, he'll get a second gas. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess he can throw a second gas down, but he's not going to. You can get like a little bit of a staggered 1-2 gas here. But we'll see what he's going to do. I mean, it's still open him for throw a second gas down, or he can just stay on one and go more mineral heavy, which is of course a lot more dominant on the map. You can have Marines out earlier on, Hellion focus, maybe an early third base, something along that basically. And with only one gas, he's actually going to stay on it. So there could be a clear sign of something like that, or just a very early third base coming down. But his opponent, no change. 3 queens, I'm sure, will come out eventually into a macro hatch. So pretty standard play here. But Keen, yeah, like you said, going to change it up.
Yeah, we'll have to see how things shake down for Keen as well. Seeing as how there are no rocks to limit his third expansion either, we'll have to see if that comes into play.
He may just go, because it's such a big map, he may go react to Hellion into third base. And then use the Hellions across the map to deny it, especially because his opponent has shown basically has shown that no matter how deep it goes,
the rabbit hole.
Yeah. Okay, no matter how deep a rabbit hole is, he will not build roaches, right? So he may just go react to Hellion into a third base, saying, well, if he goes Lings, he just can't break my third base. And there's the reacted down, a later second gas coming down, but it looks like he's going to throw a third command center down. Oh no, actually, I think he was looking for that, but I guess he was looking for the factory and the overload was in the way, actually. So it will be that to begin with, but because of the later second gas, he has a lot more minerals banked up now compared to what it would have usually been. Therefore, he can easily throw it on a third command center, or he can do something crazy, like throw it into Marines instead of looking to switch over, maybe?
Potentially, I don't know. That's the thing. We'll have to see here in a moment.
But he still has a lot of gas to use. If he goes direct to Hellion, that's double gas. Now he has to spend somewhere, whether it be double engineering bay, whether it be Starport Hellion. Starport Banshee again. So, but on the other hand, Hyun.
We're seeing a lot of the same here. We're seeing a lot of the same. He's sticking to his guns, man. He's like, okay, I made this work. First map, it worked. Second map, maybe not, but only because of a slight miss-up. So, we'll have to see if he actually decides to change anything up. I mean, still no third base, and I'm not too sure if it's going to be on the way either. We do have a queen making a slow way down there to deny that scouting SCV.
And, there's Keen's basically option of that later second gas. Just kind of enhances the third base timing just a little bit more, which is now in his main. And is he going to be able to switch? Is he going to switch over most likely into straight Banshees here? which is of course what the starport's for.
But the creep spread is on the way for Hyun. So
yeah,
he should
this
be
is a
able to
lot
walk some
different
queens
map.
down there.
Yeah, compared to Entomb Valley and Ohana, it's a lot different map actually. The creep spread gets there, third base can come down a lot earlier.
No rocks to deny it.
No
rocks
rocks
to get in the way.
So this is a lot easier for Hyun to take this third base. And with a single evolution chamber down. And that's interesting, he's gone single evolution chamber instead of double.
Bailings as well again.
Yeah, of course. Gotta have that Bailey nest out, man. I've actually played a lot of games where I'm like, screw it, I'm not gonna go Bailings, and I just died of Marines. Yeah, so the second evolution chamber is gonna come down, it's just a little bit stagnant.
I like that play though, look at that, he's floating, it looks like that factory up there just to get that Overlord.
Yeah.
This is a little cheeky move. Good times.
Cheeky move, but that gives away the Cloak Banshee. That's the only problem with doing that. It's because now why is there a factory in the air? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So he's given away that he's gone Cloak Banshee again. So that's going to be easily dealt with, of course. He's at lair anyway, so he doesn't need to build fours. He's got queens in position. He's got 5 queens across the map. Can easily morph overseers, so super easy defense.
By the third as well, so yeah. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. The barracks following things up.
No engineering base, just straight to 3 barracks, which is really crazy. And now tank production going to be out. So
are we looking at basically him just coming in for the killing blow?
So it's like he's switched up the engineering bay for the barracks out faster, which means he'll have more units out but later upgrades. So he may not look to try to use 1-1 timing, maybe, unless he really waits a long time and then builds a very strong army. But he's going to have a big army out a lot faster here. But with actually looking at the timing of Stim, that will most likely start first, and it could be a 1-1 little timing, but it also could be just safe play, if you think about it, because he wants more units out a little bit faster here, rather than saying, well, I'll just go straight to double upgrades early on. So it depends which way you look at it, and it depends on which way Keen's going to play it.
We'll have to see how things shake down. He does have 2 Banshees coming in this time, so the Queen Denial is going to be a little bit rough. Seeing as how there's quite a bit more DPS here, and no Overseer. He's actually putting in a Spore Crawler, which should get sniped right off the bat. And it looks like that will happen, although it would appear that Keen is actually going to go for the drone kills instead, actually racking up quite a few of them.
Yeah, it's better to go for the drones if an Overseer is about to morph, when it should be morphing at layer level, which it is.
There it is.
But that's a lot of kills, man.
Yeah, those kills, wow, 13.
That's big. That's actually pretty big.
And he's going to get more.
Wow.
14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, that is quite a few, and it feels like those could have been avoided just by morphing that one Overlord into.
And now he can come onto the edge of creep scan and kill active creep tumors, maybe, if he wants to try to risk it. But that's big. That's actually really nice.
Put a bit, a stick in the spokes, man. He's gonna slow things down for Hyun.
And how many tanks are we at now? Oh, he's actually going to do it without tanks. I was going to say, once you get to like 1 or 2 tanks, you can start to move down. But he's going to do it tankless, which I guess makes perfect sense against what just happened. Knows that there's no lings being made, it has to be drones to replenish the ones he lost. And the third base will go down nice and early for Keen, and that's the benefit of killing those drones. Not only to slow your opponent's economy down, but now you slow his unit production down, which means you can grab an earlier third base here. Of course, he'll need to build a bunker and something to kind of help it a little bit on that side, but so far so good for his opponent, for Keen here. Muta's on the way.
We do have, it seems like Hyun just has this style that he likes to stick to, and he's just like, okay, he's going to be not pig-headed about it, but stubborn, and just be like, I'm going to make this work. And so he's going into those mutas once again. I do like the placement of the Banshee in the top there, just to deny the 4th whenever it decides to make its way up there.
Yeah.
But for the time being, it seems like both of these players are just going to kind of sit back and let the mutas go to work.
Yeah. On this map, it's comparing to Ohana, it's not easy to... Banshee does fall down at the top left and 4th will go down, but it's not as easy to grab a position on a 4th base. For example, Ohana, yeah, you can kill creep spread, Zelnogatar, run up there, stim, kill. On this map, not so much. So, that's going to play to Hyun's favor a lot more.
But we do have the mutas making their way in. The towers aren't quite down yet. The Marines are slowly walking their way over, but Stim comes into play, and they will be forced out. So the muta's not able to really inflict the kind of damage that he was looking for, only managing to snag 1 SCV kill and a couple Marines. So that is a bit of a shame. And where are the upgrades? Level 2 upgrades need to be researched here for Keen.
Yeah, it's a pretty big mistake. He's actually thrown a lot of minerals into additional turrets, into a new command center, into new factories, and he hasn't got 2-2. He had enough gas, just not enough minerals, and it does come out, but it is delayed. And you have to be really on par with your upgrades as Terran against Zerg. You know, it's getting a little bit out of control with 2-2 finishing up now for Hyun, and will be, of course, wanting to go Hive eventually for 3-3. But I guess it's okay against a player like Hyun, who doesn't rush for Hive, doesn't rush for 3-3, I suppose. But fourth command center coming on the way, and Keen in a minute will start to move down and take his Zelnaga tower, which he's clearing with the Banshee, and start to set up position in the middle. The thing is, against this heavy Hyun start, he best be building bunkers, man, because if he isn't building bunkers, you know what's going to come, Simon. You know the pain that's going to come with 2-2 upgrades finishing up.
Yeah, 2-2 upgrades done. Those Banelings are going to be like nukes going off in the middle of those Marines. It's going to be crazy. But it looks like he's, Keen, you know,
playing it safe.
Playing it safe. He backs up his ramp, takes advantage of the choke, and he's going to set those siege tanks up there. So really, you know, playing it safely here. Although, you know, going to go ahead and clear up some of that creep spread. And that's exactly what he needs to be doing. Because if he lets that crawl across the map, all of a sudden, you know, he's going to have Lings at his front door.
Oh, Hyun's going to go, but there's nobody at home at the moment. And that's going to reveal his cards. But at the same time, no! Keen is moving down. Keen is moving down, and he is unsieging Hyun. Oh, Keen does have good position hugging that ramp though, but Hyun's going to go for it anyway.
He's targeting those Banelings though. Those Banelings taking a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And will those Marines be able to keep it? There is a second Pax Marine behind. The Lings, so many Lings still alive though. And once again, we are seeing a lot of pressure rain out from Hyun. He is going to make his way into the natural base. There is still a Terran force coming up from the third to the natural, and will that be enough to be able to deal with this pressure from Hyun? We're about to find out. If those Banelings connect with those Marines, this is lights out, and wow, a good chunk of them do get nailed.
2-2 Lings bringing down everything here. It looks like Keen has fortified his third and main, but the natural is about to get ravaged. He's not even mining from his fourth base. Hyun is not, because he's just gone super aggression. He's just used it as a macro hatch. So he's basically working off 2 macro hatches, but Keen does eventually push it back. And now, though, that, you know, if Hyun goes in again, if he goes for that double whammy attack like we saw into the natural, he will probably fall behind. But all he needs to do is keep it in the middle, like he should have probably done in Ohana, to prevent this fourth base from going down.
He has 10 mutas on the way, and the reinforcing lines are getting there as well.
Yeah, to get rid of the tanks, I guess,
potentially,
and medivacs.
But like, yeah, that is quite a high medevac count. It's climbing, but hopefully he does start to get some drones over there. As the muta and Ling production still just continues.
Yeah,
he did transfer some to the fourth.
He's at 76 drones.
And there's the lone hero Marine. He's like, I will turn this around for everybody, but it's just not going to happen, mate.
And he can take gases at any time at that fourth base, but he's not. And until he takes gases there, we aren't seeing an infestation pit, and we won't see Hive. So he's staying at this mid tier. The Hive actually begins, and that basically means that he has to take the gases on that fourth base now. Otherwise, he will not have enough gas to support late game upgrades, Ultras, Broodlords, Greater Spy. Mutas, though, weirdly going to intercept a drop potentially. Keen gets out.
No, but some good harassment coming out into the main mineral line, sniping some SCVs, and anything matters here at this point. We'll see if they can actually do some. They do some pretty significant damage, though.
Yeah, they do.
And that is, you know, every little bit counts apparently.
Hyun is going for it again. He's going for it again. Keen is hugging that top high ground, and that's going to help out a lot here against this. It's not that many Banelings though this time around, and the tanks are in good position.
Choking them up. Look at that!
One tank volley from all the tanks kill almost every Baneling, and now there's only Lings. And Marine reinforcements can deal with that. Oh, Hyun!
That tank was perfectly positioned right in the middle of that choke point. There was no way. Oh my gosh.
Well, 3 tanks with 1 volley each blew up about 20 Banelings.
That was insane. There goes the punch from that attack.
And this is the same position he's in again. He has nothing at home really to deal with. There's a drop at home that's cleaned up a bunch of drones here.
Oh no, it's going to take the spawning pool as well. So no more Lings or Banelings coming from him.
Oh, that was such a wasteful attack, and you know, Hyun sometimes oversteps his mark. That's how he lost versus Thorzane at DreamHack when Hyun was looking unstoppable at the DreamHack Open until he walked into the Spoon Terran, and of course when you walk into Spoons with this aggression, it never works, and he's had to sacrifice his fourth base, and very similar to Ohana, you know what happens when that fourth base goes down. You do not have the income to support this level of unit production and tech.
Yeah, exactly, especially since, the gases never really did get taken, so the infestor count isn't going to be that high, although he does manage to get 2 that just popped out of the base as it went down. So some of these medevacs perhaps may die, but at the same time, it's just like too little too late.
There's a couple more fumbles that come in and kill them all, so that's pretty good. But Keen now has an easy fourth base.
Look at the mule rain
There's
already.
nothing to stop the third base at all. Easy. And he can just fortify. And with that fourth base, he continues to build units, get tanks, you name it. And Hyun is at this mid-tier army, which we said, at the later stages,
The more brutal it becomes. It's
Exactly.
Just,
I mean,
pardon me, the
turn
getting through
becomes
things.
3-3 is about to be done. +2 tanks are about to be done. If he tries to crash through this again, it's game over. Like I said, there's no way.
He has +3 armor on the way now. I mean, there are some upgrades as well as Burrow.
And a drop
But
to the north. Oh, it's got, he was
it
spotted
looks like
though.
he spotted it though, so he does have lings on the way up there. But at the same time, this is the kind of multitasking that is necessary. Keen taking care of the tumors in the bottom left, going to eliminate any of that creep spread.
And a 5th base should be started by Keen at any second now to take the bottom right. His natural's about to be mined out as well as his main. He has 3-3 now, he has +2 attack. The drop in the top does finally all die. Doesn't really do anything, unfortunately. Drop in the main as well, but Hyun already waiting. Great little defense against drops, though.
But we do have the main force of Keen moving up through that middle position.
He's going to pull him out of position with the drop. If he pulls him out of position, the links go back.
Everything back.
And now Keen can take the Zalnoga tower with his tanks.
Oh man,
He's got to play
just got too
cautiously,
much.
though.
He's got too much. He doesn't have any banelings either.
It's all lings and infestors, man. And the tanks bring the infestors down. The Marines will kill these 2-2 lings.
Oh man, they're doing so
damn.
much damage.
These tanks are 2 at the front. No, 3. I've already got like 40 ling kills or something already. That is insane.
Oh no, the 5th base is certainly going to fall here. Hyun cannot contest this.
No. Keen is just playing this out so well, baiting out the aggressive Hyun, putting a dead fish in his face, and he tries to nab it with his teeth. But look at this now. This is
You talking about the troll you're trying to pull on trance or what?
we do Keen moving forward with an almost unstoppable army if sieged.
This is so brutal. Okay, well, let's see here. We do have the infestors. We do have infestors. If he can get some good fungals off, but he cannot afford to lose these drones up here at the top base. There was even one infestor just hanging out there, and he's actually going to leave it.
Yeah, he's just giving up. He's going to try and crush this.
Exactly. Keen is making his way in. Good fungals going down, but those siege tanks focusing the infestors, nailing them. The army does get cleaned up, and he lost so many drones at the top. Oh, as I say that, the reinforcements roll in.
Reinforcements. The drop at the top is about to bring the hatchery down, and Hyun's aggressive style is not going to pan out here. 3-3 Marines fight these lings head on. Tanks supporting, even though there may not be that many Marines. The reinforcements never stop, man. 14 Marines when that 4th base is done, and a 5th base about to be taken by Keen.
Lights out.
Lights out here by Hyun, and Keen is going to advance on. His dreams still keep alive in the tournament. Remember, Hyun is still qualified. He's still in the main TSL4 tournament, but Keen is looking to go the distance, and we will have another TVT in the next semi-final, the second semi-final. It will be Paul versus Keen. This is almost unstoppable, man. Right now, Keen is so far ahead. He has a 5th base. Any second now, one scan, lands down, Ling will fall, 5th base comes up. He can build anything, man.
He can do whatever he likes. And I love this, man. The Marines are still alive in the top left. It's all going to come down to these Broodlords is really what Hyun is counting on, but he doesn't have any kind of meat to back it up.
3 infestors and 7 Broodlords, man. It doesn't matter if he lands 3 key fungals. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
matter that Keen has 100 more supply than he does. No, that's got nothing to do with it.
He scans, he sees Broodlords alone and will stim. He will absolutely stim right under every one of them. Spreads out from infestors, and the infestors won't do the damage. And this is it. This is Keen victory march. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. The sunglasses are on, the gun is out, and Keen's ceremonies are in place.
Well, GG, well play comes out from Hyun.